Unit for Managing Public Sector Finance. Sources of finance available to public service organisations. In March 2018, it was decided that the police funding was going to increase by £460 million in 2018 to 2019. We have the police allocation. This is a calculation that uses available data to decide how the money is shared between England and Wales police authorities. It is based on their different needs. The Home Office. In 2018, the Home Office invested more than £100 million of the Police Transformation Fund so that they can prepare for the future. The police can use this to adjust how the communities or government will adapt in the future. This will help the public in the long run because the police will have the money to resolve the issues in the future. The Home Secretary approved around £70 million in 2018 to 2019 for the police to invest in programmes in England and Wales. This was also decided to make the benefits higher and shared among forces. These programmes revolve around the police using modern technology to enable them to engage with people online. This will hopefully help them deal with major threats a lot more effectively. Then we have the Department for Communities and Local Government. The funding for local government and communities come from rates, government grants, fees and charges for certain services and loans. Rates are estimated in accordance to the next financial year. Other government departments can give grants to councils which will help with revenue. Then we have the police precept. The forces raise money to fund for police activity by using council tax. This is what every household and business have to pay towards their council tax. In 2016 to 2017, it was around £8.4 billion that was for the central government funding for the police. Where they spend it. Scotland Yard spent £8.5 million on flights in less than 3 years during April 2015 to December 2017. Money was spent on over 14,000 flights, including more than £400,000 on luxury first-class travel flights for officers. People are shocked by these results as violence became even higher, resulting in a significant increase in the number of murders. The public believes that they should be concentrating more on violence issues rather than spending things on flights for police personnel. Police focus should be on major crimes like these rather than spending millions on unnecessary flights. The public would rather the police spend their money on more important things that will better the community that they live in. Here is an example of the annual spend on firearms equipment budget in the last 4 years, and here is my handout. Officers that are only trained in one weapon is about £3,900, and for a firearms officer it can be up to £9 million. Now we have the disadvantages and advantages of private and government funded. Private sector are organisations that have individuals generating profit to return back to the owners. They are free from government control, however may partner with the government to deliver a service to the community. Advantages. Information is kept private and is controlled within the community. This is known as GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, which is a new law in the EU to protect data and privacy for all individuals. The most important change in data privacy regulation in 20 years. It's also easier to make decisions as the company is more often than not a smaller business than public sector. They can make the decisions themselves as they don't have the interference from politicians or government. Disadvantages. To set up a business, legal procedures must be followed carefully. They have to make all their money themselves as they don't get money from the government. And we have government funded. This is money provided by the government to pay for certain programmes. Advantages is that the materials that they all need are made available to them, such as fuel, power and transport. They're normally bigger organisations than private sector. And then disadvantages. They have to follow strict rules and regulations. The organisations are very big, which can make decision making a lot slower. An example of a government funded organisation is the Department for Education. And then I just have my references at the end there.